as a chief guest. He is one of the best teachers who served for more than 40 years as a teacher in India and abroad. His contribution to IIT Hyderabad Center is uncountable. I would like to inform the August gathering that during his tenure as a board member of IIT Executive Committee, he made sure that Hyderabad Center is at the top among the 64 IIT centers in India and achieved several times the Best Center Award. Professor Sharma sir has kindly given us consent to IIT Hyderabad Center Executives Committee members to felicitate him on our request. On behalf of IIT Hyderabad Center, we request his family member, his son, we are in our executive committee members are touch with him to felicitate sir. We will be felicitating him in person again after his return to Hyderabad from the Bangalore Center. I hope the COVID, this pandemic also will be lessened when he comes back to Hyderabad Center. So I once again thank all the executive committee members, GC members, participants, who all Sharma sir and his family members who all gathered here for this Teachers' Day celebration and the 62nd event. Thank you all once again. Thank you once again on behalf of our IIT Hyderabad Center. Thank you all.
Thank you, Chairman Garu, for your nice welcome address. And once again, welcome all of you for this Teachers' Day celebrations. Actually, we thought we want to conduct this Teachers' Day physically, but still the situation is not so improved. And also our Sharmas are also at Bangalore. And also we want to give the opportunity to more people to join for these celebrations. So that's why we are conducting virtually. And again, once everything is settled, then again we will felicitate our Sharma sir at IETE physically also. And our IIT Hyderabad Center is the second largest center in India, and which is continuously doing various activities, all the technical activities. We are conducting various workshops, seminars, and also various, we are guiding the various projects for the students of diploma and degree as well as the PG people. And even though in the pandemic situation, we are continuously conducting webinars, and today is the 62nd webinar in the series of webinars starting from our period July 2020. And now I thank you so much for Sharma sir to join in with a very short notice, even though he's not in the Hyderabad, and still he's sparing his valuable time and is joined. Thank you so much, sir. Our association with Sharma sir is very long, and when he was in the MJ college also we are meeting, and also his contributions to IET is we cannot count that contributions. A very active person in IET, and also he'll give continuously various advices also for the IET, and a lot of things we can get improved in IET Hyderabad Center with these services. Now I request our today Sanjay Madam, our EC member as well as the Chairman Women Empowerment Committee, to read the profile of Dr. P.S. Sharma Garu. And today's topic is role of a teacher in the present education system. I think before COVID and after COVID, the role of teacher is so much changed actually. And I don't know whether once it normalized the situation and how the teacher role will be played again, and whether it is improved or decreased also, that we cannot say until unless once it is improved. And again, physically, once the people is coming to the colleges or schools, then we can be able to whether our role is improved or I don't know what happens actually. So now request our Sanjay Madam, please read the profile of our today's speaker, Dr. P.S. Sharma Garu. Sanjay Madam, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good morning,
please.
sir. Just a minute. Thank you, sir. Very good morning, one and all. I take the privilege to introduce today's speaker, Dr. P.S. Sharma Garu. Dr. P.S. Sharma Garu graduated from Osmania University in 1962 and completed MSc Engineering in 1963 and PhD from IIT Kanpur in 1970. Sharma Garu started his teaching career at IIT Madras in 1963 He was with IIT Kanpur, HBTI Kanpur, ISRO Ahmedabad, and REC Warangal before joining PSG Tech at Coimbatore as the professor and head of EC department in 1975. Sharma Garu was with the university, MOSUL, Iraq, and the University of Ibadan, Nigeria, as a visiting faculty and visited top-ranking universities in USA and Europe. Sir returned to India and joined MJ College of Engineering, Hyderabad in 1986. Dr. P.S. Sharma established the EC department at MJ College of Engineering and served as a head for 15 long years. And Sharma sir was the principal of Aurora Engineering College, Bhuvanagiri for 3 years. Professor P.S. Sharma supervised several research projects and was on the board of studies and board of faculty of Osmania University and other institutions. Sir has his credit over 15 research publications in national and international journals of repute. Sir's research interests are in the field of circuit design and instrumentation, and Sharma sir is the life member of IE, IETE, and ISTE. And sir is the recipient of 2000 million Medal of Honor and the Man of the Year 1999 from American Biographical Institute. Professor P.S. Sharma retired as the Dean of Academics, Aurora Technological and Research Institute in April 2014 after completing 50 years of service in academics. Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure to invite you to the session. With this brief introduction, I request you to please go ahead. Thank you, Secretary, sir.
Thank you, madam. Actually, the reading of profile of P.S. Sharma Garu is not necessary, but still, as a formality, we are read his profile, and he's a very well-known person. I request our Sharma sir, please take over the stage and start your webinar.
Namaste, everybody. Very good morning and very happy Teachers' Day to all of you. Hope you are able to hear me, all of you, no problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, let me start the talk with a prayer. Om Namah Pranavarthaya Suddha Gnana Ekamurtaye Nirmalaya Prasantaya Dakshanamurtaye Namaha Guruve Sarvalokanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Nithaye Sarva Vijyanam Dakshanamurtaye Namaha Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. I thank the IIT Hyderabad for giving me an opportunity to address on this Teachers' Day. And I am very happy the new executive brought back the image of IIT Hyderabad and celebrating regularly many programs and very prestigious programs.
Thank you, sir.
I'm very happy to note that and congratulate all the new committee members once again. So today is celebrated in the name of our President Bharata Ratna, past President Radhakrishnan, who was a great scholar and an educationist. Here, I may quote here from his one of the his quotes: "True teachers are those who help us think ourselves. True teachers are those who help us to think ourselves. That is a great quotation of Radhakrishnan, and with that, I pay my respects to him, and thank you all once again. Now we all should congratulate ourselves for the modern communication systems, modern transport systems, which has made or reduced this world into a global village. So, present day, we cannot isolate ourselves from the rest of the world. Every aspect we have to think in the global level, and we have to educate our students in that direction. That is the present day scenario. We have to appreciate that. And the same thing we have to drive into the minds of the students. That is the number one task. So let them live in the present. Let them not go on thinking about the past. Oh, my past is that, my past is this. Don't let them not think of or boast of their past. Let them come into the present, focus on the present, and establish themselves in the present world, which is very demanding and very competitive world. So they have to live in this, and in this direction, in this condition, the teacher has to impress upon them the global nature and the global competitions they are facing. Some noises I'm hearing. This.
Everybody mute.
I request all of you mute your speakers, mute your mic.
Okay. So the teacher's responsibility now, the present scenario, is to educate students to think on global level.
Sir, Venkateshwarlu, please, sir.
Venkateshwarlu, please mute yourself, Dr. Venkateshwarlu.
నేను ఫోన్ చేసి చెప్తున్నా సార్, నేను ఫోన్ చేసి చెప్తున్నా.
Otherwise, remove, sir. Remove Venkateshwar, sir.
ఫోన్ పోవట్లేదు సార్.
వెంకటేశ్వర్లు గారు ప్లీజ్ మ్యూట్ యువర్ మైక్. వెంకటేశ్వర్లు గారు
ఇప్పుడు రింగ్ అవుతుంది సార్, రింగ్ అవుతుంది, నేను చెప్తున్నా ఉండండి. మ్యూట్ చేయండి సార్, కొంచెం మ్యూట్ చేయండి, ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ వస్తుంది బాగా. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Okay.
Go ahead, sir.
Please, sir.
Oh, thank you. So we have to educate our students about the global competitions and global level of operations, and they all should know where they stand globally. I will mention here every one of us really is a teacher, and every one of us is also a student. Because all the teaching or the training for any child starts from the parent. So every parent is a teacher. Every parent is also a student. So every one of us are teachers and students, and we are continuous learners, and we also impart education or training to our children. So it is also the responsibility not only of the teachers, but the parents also to educate and guide their wards. So in that connection, we also should tell them about the international level of organizations, what the purpose of each organization. Now, because of this modern communications and reducing the world into a global village, there is a better understanding between the nations, a better environment, a better peaceful environment, and cooperation among the scientific programs. See this COVID that has come recently, there is a cooperation between all the countries, and we cooperated, and immediately we are able to control it to the extent possible. So this is one aspect we all have to make the teachers or the present generation of students realize. Then the competition aspect. So at in every level, it is a global competition. Whether you take the education, or you take the games, or any other activity, you have to compete at the global level. The business, trade, every aspect. So they must understand where you stand. So let them compare the status of India with other countries, and because it is the whole information is available on the web, so the teachers can give them as a homework. Come on, study this. What are all the organizations that are established, international organizations, and what they are involved, or what is their purpose, how they are serving internationally, and in what organizations India is involved, what is the status of India today, where we stand. Then they should be told, so this is the position of India, and we should always strive or to improve it or bring it to the high level, or in the competitive level to the international market and international level of education standards. So that is what we expect in the present day scenario. First thing from the education or the teachers. Then we have to see that they are they improve their character or moral standards, ethical standards. So for that, the parents also have to play a big role in that. And we also have to tell them about the ethical aspects, professional ethics. The organizations the professional organizations, they play a big role in this aspect. Professional ethics, we should try to train our students, and so that we have a very informed students, informed at the global level to meet the present day demands. That is another aspect. We have to train the students, and they have to be also, we should see that the curiosity is really increased, or they become very curious in all aspects. And curiosity is the basis for learning or the knowledge. Unless we train them to be curious, to learn and question, it is difficult for the student to learn. I always tell them 3 words I have: observe, question, and think. Keen observation, logical questioning, and think logically, and find solutions. Observe, question, and think. So this is what I tell every student. I was telling my students to develop these faculties, so that they can, by observation, they can learn a lot. Anything, see, keen observation is most important. So as you are walking on the streets, you see wires. One side you see the radio, telephone wires. On the other side you see the power cables. They should question why these wires are thick and these wires are thin. So that kind of observation in every aspect they should be have. And another request I have for the parents is create interest among the children, and there is no engineering culture now in the country. In the sense, we don't allow our children to play with anything. If they have to change the fuse also, we say, no, you don't go. I will call the electrician. You will get a shock. So we don't allow them to do anything with their hands. So unless you permit them to do it, how can they learn? And these are the things they should know. Say somebody has come, a plumber has come and changing a washer. It's leaking, the tap is leaking. The child should observe. The child should know how to, tomorrow to change a washer simply. He did not call the plumber for that simple job. Similarly, we should encourage them if they are using a cycle, how to just take care of any minor repairs for that. Or if there is a puncture, how to put a puncture. Like this, we should try to cultivate the engineering habits among our children. That is very, very important. So the engineering culture should come or develop with the country. These are all the most important aspects we have to consider. Then the students also should be told if they make a mistake, don't blame them. Let them learn from the mistakes. Unless they make a mistake, how can they learn them? Sometimes it happens. So when I was a student, I wanted to make a radio, super heterodyne radio in those days, and we bought a kit. We assembled it. Then what our teacher said is, if you are lucky, if you are unlucky, it will work. If you are unlucky, it will work, because if it works, I won't learn anything from that. Only if it fails, then I will investigate, try to find out what is the problem, and I will repair it and learn more from that. So, in this way, we have to train our young students to learn from the mistakes and observe and develop themselves. Now, all this is said, but let us look at the national scenario. What is the status and how we are placed, and what is the status of education, what is the status of teachers, and these aspects. So, who are all the players in this? One is government, beneficiaries. Who are all the beneficiaries? Government is a beneficiary. And what are its aspirations? What do they want from the institutions? They want a good citizen, a law-abiding citizen, and a skilled manpower. These are mainly the goals of the government. Now, when they have such high goals, high skilled manpower, and first, what is the budget? Now, the 2020 education policy, they have very ambitious plans on the education. But what is the budget allocation? Budget allocation, I have seen, it is reduced by 14% from the previous budget. While we have ambitious plans of the 2020 education policy. And if you take on the global level, generally in a level, the developed countries' budget per allocation is little over 6% of their GDP. Whereas in India, it is 3.4%, 3.5% in that fashion. So the government has high expectations from the teachers and the education institutions. But the amount that is spent either in training teachers or in training the students is not really sufficient. So the government should really spend more money on education. They should not think education is a liability. They always think education is a liability and they don't get anything in return. They get in return the skilled manpower, which is going to contribute in the development of country. In that way, they should imagine. Next is beneficiary is parent. What do they expect from the teachers or the institutions? They want very high level of teaching facilities, highly qualified teachers, excellent facilities, and their children should get excellent jobs when they graduate. Now, on the other side, the management, what do they want? They want profit out of the institution. These are all the aspirations of the various beneficiaries in the system. Now, who is the person to deliver? The teacher. What is the status of the teacher? Let me tell you a story about this. During the King Charles II time, he wanted to visit a school. He sent a note to the school that he wants to visit that school. The headmaster of that school sent him a request, please don't come. If you come, I have to take out my hat and bow before you. I did not bow before my students to anybody. So if I come and I bow before you, students think I'm subservient to somebody. So they lose respect about me. So please don't come. Then king replied, no, I will come and visit. You don't have to remove your hat and bow before me. I'll take out my hat and bow before you. So that was the respect teachers were enjoying. So what is the respect now teacher is enjoying? What is the social status? See the movies in which the teachers are ridiculed and nobody objects to that. And nobody objects to that, nobody takes any, there is no criticism from the parents or from any section of the society on this. So what interest the teachers will have, or how they feel about it. And another aspect is you take the examination. For example, you take the course structure. The number of years are fixed. Number of courses are fixed. And the laboratory experiments are fixed. Laboratory equipment to be used is fixed. The process of evaluation is fixed. Marking in the process of evaluation, how many marks and everything is fixed. Then the attendance for the students, they have a right to absent for 25% of the days. Officially. So, in any of them, there is no say for the teacher. Teacher is not consulted. Teacher is not involved. The whole setup, he has no role to play except teach in the class, and in which the students have the full right to absent for 25% of the time. And they also have plenty of, say, choice in the examination system. And the administration doesn't believe the teacher, doesn't trust the teacher. The whole setup is mistrust. So what kind of feelings the teacher will have under this setup? That they must think. Also, see, the attendance aspect, when the parents come, sir, I want to take my son for 1 month somewhere on a pilgrimage, like that. So this is, the teacher has no control or any aspect in education or on the system of education. So how can you expect him to deliver or do his best? So this aspect people should really understand. See, when you grow old, if you ask them to come and speak, they only tell stories. So let me tell you one more story. I can't resist. I may also tell you, this is the first time I am sitting in a chair and talking. I never sat in a chair in any classroom anytime. I was only walking and teaching to the students. So this is a very strange experience for me, really. So there was one person who went away from India and returned after, say, 10 years or whatever it is. Then he has seen that there is so much of development, he said, this is your town? He said, no, I don't believe it is my town. So somebody said, why? I mean, see, this is not, have so much development, excellent roads, excellent electricity, communications. What is this? This is not my town. This is cannot be my town like that. That is the place where he studied also in the engineering college. So they have taken him to the college where he studied. Then he was taken to the labs. Then he said, yes, this is the college. This is my town. I can recognize, the same equipment, same set of equipment, experiments, everything. So that is the state of affairs. In other words, I was just glancing through the syllabus of Usmania University and JNTU Hyderabad before this talk. I'm not surprised, but I'm sorry to mention there is no change in the EC syllabus at which I can speak last 30 years. Same experiment, diode, you plot the diode characteristics, plot common emitter characteristics, plot common base characteristics, or SCR characteristics. How many characteristics they have plot? Then amplifiers, all discrete, discrete, RC coupled. Who is using it? Transformer coupled. Who is using anywhere transformer coupled is used now? So this is the status of the syllabus. So how can, and with all this, we expect the teachers to deliver. So please think about these aspects, and we have to change. We have to modernize the labs. If the teacher has to deliver, trust him. Involve him in the education, evaluation, in the admission process, in framing the syllabus, in all aspects, involve the teacher. Give him freedom. Give him freedom to evaluate. This is what while we should deliver, the teacher should deliver, give him also the facilities and respect that he deserves. So this is what I want to convey, and thank the IETE for giving me an opportunity to express my views. Thank you all. Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. It was an excellent session, sir. I think you have come up with your experiences. Some of them are really fascinating, sir, and also learning for others, sir. There are actually two things, sir, we would like to continue. One is we would like to felicitate Sharma Garu straight away, but before that, we also would like to keep this forum open for many intellectuals who are part of this session, sir. Because IET itself is a professional body where you have got IET student branches, where the coordinators are all educationists, and also we have very prominent figures also as part of the IET life members, sir. To name a few are Narayana Garu, Nainatara Garu, KSR Murthy Garu, Deekshitul sir, then Gulshekar Reddy, all they are teachers. But apart from that, there are also very important leaders, the directors, the technical leaders, the functional leaders. They are also teaching to their, as a guide, they also teach to many of their subordinates or co-workers. We have K. Lakshmanan Garu, Danan Garu. We also have Veerabhadra Rao Garu, Sangamkar, Geeta Vardhan, Ramesh Madam, Geeta Vardhan Madam, and Ramesh sir. So I think we'll keep this floor open for them. But before that, we also have the felicitation done by his son, Dr. Gopal Garu. Gopal Garu, please go ahead and felicitate on behalf of IET, the IET fraternity, the ISF fraternity of IET, and also yourself, sir. Please, sir. Sir, Gopal Garu unnar sir. Sharma Garu. Sir, Gopal Garu.
I'll just call him.
Please, sir.
Yes. Because నేను అడుగుతున్నారు.
Sir, is Sharma Garu is one of the prominent figure of IET. Sir, Gopal Garu, it's opportunity, sir, that we should thank you, sir, and also thank Sharma Garu for giving us the opportunity to be part of these lecture were propagated to all the life members, sir. And please go ahead, sir, and also felicitate our Sharma Garu, sir. We should be really thankful to you, sir, of your physical presence there, felicitating Sharma Garu, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Hope you can hear me all right.
Yes, sir. First we'll have the felicitation, sir. Then you can go ahead and speak on Sharma Garu, sir.
Okay. No, that's fine. I wanted to thank everybody in IET, all the leadership of IET for giving us all this opportunity to listen to Dr. P.S. Sharma, our teacher and my father. And we are really privileged that you made this possible for so many of us on Teachers' Day. So on behalf of IET and all the leadership and the many colleagues and thousands of students of Professor Sharma Garu, I on your behalf, I will just do a small felicitation.
Sir, please, sir.
With due respect to the audience, me, Kalyani Chitrapu, would like to tell few words about Dr. Sharma Garu, our Mamaya. Pralaya Vilaya Laya Natta Nitalakshuravai, Akshara Viplavam Nartinchina Meekosamenayya Mamaya, E Akshara Sumamala. Mamma Anandinchi, శారదాసుడవై లక్షల మంది విద్యార్థులకే కాక టీచర్లకు కూడా ఎంతో వెన్నెముకలాగా నిలిచి ఈరోజు ఈ విద్యా పాఠవాలకి ఈ విద్యా బోధనకి కొత్త మలుపులకి మార్గదర్శకల్లో ఒకరివై మమ్మల్ని దీవించిన మామయ్య మీకిదే మా పాదాభివందనాలు. ఎల్లవేళలా మీ ఆశీస్సులు మాకు కావాలి. It's a great opportunity to see this felicitation. We are fortunate. Thank you.
Sir, madam, to be very honest with you, madam, it's not your opportunity, madam. It's opportunity of the whole IET fraternity. As such, we are very thankful for such an event happening online, and we could able to see the felicitation of as if it has happened in front of us. Sir, Gopal Garu, would you like to say something, sir? Shall I move on with other part of the itinerary, sir? Gopal Garu adagandi okkari on maatladtara 2 minutes lathe nenu continue cheyamantaru. Okay, sir.
I'll just say 2 words and move on.
Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir.
So, again, thank you very much. Okay, maybe I'll just talk. I'll go into that other room and talk. The internet. Okay, we'll just turn the camera.
It's okay, you can talk from here.
First of all, it's a real great honor for all of us, and already many of you have spoken. I just add 2-3 words here. First of all, it's my privilege because as Dr. Sarmagaru said, every parent and every child goes through a teacher-student relationship. So, as a son, I've always been a student of both my father and mother, and but I also had the privilege of actually being his student. I was his student through 4 years of engineering. He was our professor and head of departments. I've actually formally been a student also. So I was really, after so many years, it was great to hear him talk again. There are 3 things that stand out for me about Professor P.S. Sarmagaru, my dear father. First is dedication. Dedication to the profession. You heard about how dedicated he has been over 50 years teaching and really passionate about teaching. He had a stint outside teaching, but his calling was really with teaching, and he has been an inspiring teacher all over the world to that profession. Then he has also been dedicated to students. He has really taken personal interest. Time and again, every student is very special to him. He really cares for their growth and success, and that is what he takes satisfaction in. And also dedication to the field. He has inspired many of us, many people in my family, many people outside, many people all over the world to take up electronics and communication engineering, take up this whole area of information technology. And he has been a pioneer and one of the first people, the first batch of ECE in electronics and communication engineering. He was in the first batch that graduated in that area. He has inspired so many, and he's always had a great passion for that field, whether it is the communication theory of Claude Shannon, or the frequency modulation invention of Edwin Armstrong, or the network analysis of Van Valkenburg, or the electronic circuits and electronic devices by Millman and Halkias. All of these were really part of him. So that has been a wonderful experience for all of us seeing that. The other thing that really stands out is pursuit of excellence. Throughout, he has been one who would himself solve every problem in the book, learn everything that is there, and try to inspire excellence and pursuit of perfection among students. So one of the things that most students that were students under him remember at some time or the other getting a 0 in an examination under him, because he wouldn't hesitate to give a 0. Even in internal exams, people were shocked. When I was a student, many of our classmates were totally shocked that they could actually get a 0 in an exam. He would say either a circuit works or it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, you get a 0. And so this culture of striving for excellence and perfection and setting the standard very high was something that really stood out for all of us. And the most important message I think he has given all of us and lives every day is continuous learning, a lifetime of learning. So throughout I've seen it from my childhood, how he gets up early in the morning, late in the night, continues to study and write down notes and continuously learn. I've seen him take on very new subjects and very new areas, whether it's satellite communications or digital signal processing, new areas that kept coming. He was continuously learning and teaching and continuously learning. And after retirement over the last decade or so, close to 7 years now, he continues to spend 8 to 10 hours a day learning and learning new things. So these have been our inspiration, and I'm really proud. And behind him and with him has been his strength, which is my mother also. She is a great scientist and teacher herself, and she has dedicated and been his strength. So both of them together will honor and thank very much. And thank you all of you for giving us this opportunity.
Sir, thank you very much, Gopal Garu, for having said the other side of Sharma Garu, which we would not know much about, sir. Thank you very much, sir. It was an excellent event conducted from Bangalore, sir. Made us proud, the total IET fraternity, sir. Thank you very much. And Sharma Garu will again felicitate you once you are back in Hyderabad, sir, at an appropriate event. Sir, as I said, I actually, with the permission of Sharma Garu, I put one more word, sir. Observe, question, learn, and percolate. The job of teachers, the directors, the the project leaders, project mentors, they're all percolation is very important, sir. Now I would leave the dice open for a few personalities who could share their opinion or say something about the teachers, the present standing of teachers in the current society, sir. I would request Lakshman Garu, to start the session, sir. Open to dice, sir, please.
Thank you, Dr. Sitaram Babu. Happy Teachers' Day to everybody. At the outside, I would like to thank my senior, Professor Sharma Garu. He is 62 batch, I am 65 batch from the same college, for his excellent speech. No doubt, because of his vast experience, is able to give such an excellent lecture. Now, as a professor in engineering college, what I observed, that in a private engineering college, the college wants more number of students to register. They want more money, more profit, with least investment. So naturally, the pay to the lecturers is less, the investment in the labs is less, but they want a highest degree of passing. They want 99% should pass. So students are also like that. They are not interested in subject, they want a certificate. So at the end of semester, they go for all-in-one. Somehow, because of that all-in-one, they get good marks. And in the end, after passing, they do not know anything, and they don't get any job anywhere because they are not, they don't have subject, and end up becoming constables, clerks, and all other things. So the now new education policy is concentrating on these things. Probably we may, but because of the budget restrictions, it may not be possible to recruit the very high caliber teachers. Though the ambition is very high, but unless you pay, you cannot get good teachers. Nowadays, the teacher, whoever doesn't get any job, ends up as a teacher. That is not the requirement. The best should be the teacher, who is able to inspire, who is able to motivate, who is able to inculcate the team work, is able to inculcate thinking. Such people are required. I don't know how the government is going to do that. But however, let us hope Because I've gone through that new education policy. It is very encouraging, but it all depends on the implementation. I thank IET for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now, Geeta Vardhan, madam, are you there, madam? Please go ahead, madam. You can share your experiences since learning is very dynamic. Your experiences. Please,
Now,
madam.
first of all, I should thank Sharmaji today. His talk was really, really motivating, very nice. And the opening statement he said about true teachers are those who help others to think, who help us to think ourselves. That is very true. All teachers should ensure that the students will be able to think themselves and be creative. That was one thing very nice. And I remember Professor Dikshit, who was my teacher when I did my master's in engineering. He was a tough teacher. He wouldn't allow us to bunk a single class. If we miss a class, next day he would catch us. He will ask us a question about the previous day's class and we won't be able to answer because we have worked. And he said, this is what happens if you bunk classes. So that was very nice. Even I had very good teachers in school and college, I should say, and later on in life too. But today's talk was very motivating. And what he said about observe, percept, and think, yes, I think I would endorse that words what he has told, Sharma Garu has told. And also, one has to work with dedication, passion, and really we should be the pursuer of excellence, as the son rightly put it. These are the words. This is what I learned today from Sharmaji, I should say. And looking at what he has done, though I've come a long way, retired now. Nevertheless, learning never ends in life. One has to follow his footsteps, that you continue to read, continue to learn, be abreast with what is happening in today's world. That's very important, sir. And these are the examples the teachers really set for us, for everyone. I may have been a teacher, I may not been, I would have been a guide somewhere. But today's talk was honestly very, very interesting. I should say that. And another very valid point he made at the end was about the syllabus. You know, I remember the topics which he said is what I studied when I was in the EC department of Osmania University way back in 69 to 73. These are the topics we learned, and if the same syllabus, I think somebody has to take it seriously and revisit the syllabus. Not only change the syllabus, but students should also know from where it started, how it started, and how it has been developed. These things can be taught to them through lectures, talks, popular talks, etc. But syllabus per se should be definitely revised, as Sharma Garu said. I think it's just a great opportunity for me today to be here and to have listened to him. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk also and give my views. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, madam. Now, Veerbhadra Garu, you can also give your opinion and also your suggestions for the fraternity, sir. Veerbhadra Garu.
Mike. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Okay. Nearly 20 years back, I retired. And for the last, after retirement, during the first 4 years, I was working as a CEO, general manager, drawing very high pay. At that time, 1 lakh was a great amount. But with those tensions, I was not willing to continue. So after working for 4 years in private companies, I switched over to teaching. So now I'm having nearly 16 years as a professor experience. And of course, I worked in Mokanja for 6 years. Then 7.5 years in our Osmania University Engineering College, Computer Science and Engineering. Incidentally, during the last 10 years, I am teaching in MTech for CSC. Somehow, I studied 6 subjects in IET at the age of 58. Because of that, I am preferred in CSC. And during the last 10 years, I was teaching to only MTech CSC. Before that, I was teaching to be committed to syllabus. Who is making the syllabus? Same board of studies committee will be there. And if you see the same syllabus, why old syllabus is there, the present day teachers are able to teach only those subjects. I was telling them, fault tolerance is so much important. Everywhere, everyone using the BCH code, that code, this code, in every memory, we use the fault tolerance thing. No one knows what is fault tolerance. And I was asking them to put error correcting code. Then they said, "Who knows? There is no one to teach." And like that, the main problem is the who is making the syllabus for private colleges, own university, because we are affiliated to this one. And why in the private colleges teachers are a bit good, teaching will be good because teachers are well experienced, but raw is not that good. Teachers are not, I mean, students are not that good. In the government college, the students are good, teachers are not experienced. And as I was telling you, I observed, continuously observed, who will be changing this particular thing. I can't imagine. In government thing, if you see in Usmania, maybe in EC department, most of the staff is from reserved thing. I'm also BC. I'm not commenting anything. I'm only BC. That's another thing. I never used my BC for anything, like our Lakshmana Rana. So we never used. We were merit students, and if you take the complete staff here, they're all from the private colleges. They joined with some degree BE, attend some night college ME, do some PhD under your own colleague, you become professor. So throughout his career, only he will be sitting. They are not like our professors, like Professor Nair or Professor Allada Prabhakar or Professor Suez or those people. So these people will be there till they retire. Meanwhile, most of the students are being ruined. And even in MTech, I used to, the people were not taking the seminars. People were not taking the project like thing. Just they will, whatever the manufacturer gives the instruction code, they will be writing and they'll be telling you. Then I used to ask the students, you are a MTech student, what is the difference between you and a 8th class student? 8th class fellow can also read, can also type, can also show this. Why about the teachers? Because they do not know other than that. They are given to lab assistant, only lab assistant to teach. So you take, for example, stepper motor. On stepper motor, how what is the difference between the normal motor and stepper? How we are getting that precision? So I modeled with MATLAB. I simulated. I wrote in C. Unfortunately, I know 3 or 4 computer languages, but mostly I will be using MATLAB. So main drawback is with the teachers, especially in the. Of course, I worked for 16 years. So with that experience, I'm telling. And you take, for example, our Lakshmana's case. One day I was asking him, why the dissertation is not done for in BA? Because in MA, at least two seminars I used to have in MTech first year, I mean first semester. People say, what is to be done? There's no time that we have to prepare that. Then I used to say, speak on your BE thesis. Then students were telling, we have not done any thesis, BE. Then I said, how could you get it? He is from Shadan. Immediately asked Lakshmana, what is this? Then he narrated the story. So much amount will be taken, that will be given to the fellow who is examiner, he will pass it. So without dissertation, that fellow has got the degree. So always I will be telling the students, engineering is 30% inspiration, 70% perspiration. That's what our teachers used to say. You have to work hard until you get perspiration. So like that we will be telling, but who will be changing the way things are going on? Always, since I joined in Usmania in 1961, till last March 31st, I am visiting, I'll be wondering, अरे क्या fate हो गया, क्या हो गया, कहाँ से कहाँ हो गए college. So that is the situation. We're all, that's not in our hand now. I was only a part-time fellow. I mean, what you call the professor, adjunct professor. You are not having any voice. So only in the class I used to control the students. And so luckily in another 7 days I'll be crossing 80 years. But I enjoyed teaching. Always I'll be telling, yes, I enjoyed teaching for 16 years solid.
Excellent, sir. Excellent.
Okay,
Excellent.
nice. Thank you for giving me.
May I request something to the IIT? Manager? Hello?
Chapandi, sir. Chapandi.
Manager?
Sir, it is audible, sir. Please tell me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, please.
See, my request to IIT is,
sir,
please prepare a model syllabus.
Yes, sir.
Rely on the universities to implement. As a professional body, you prepare a model syllabus, which is good for the students and which is more professional, and prevail on the universities to implement it. As a professional body, you have a role to play. So
exactly.
Professional bodies should be involved when the syllabus is made.
Yeah.
Professional bodies
Yes,
have a role now in the development of education. So please try to involve yourself in the education, because you are conducting so many classes and organizing programs in the IETE. So similarly, all professional bodies are doing. So they all should, join in development of the education also in the university level. So that's my suggestion. Please.
Thank you, sir. Sure, sir. We do.
We'll definitely work on it, sir. Madam,
Yes, sir.
you have Nainathara Garu. Please go ahead, madam. Your experiences, your views on the topic, madam, please. Madam, mic, madam.
Good morning and namaste and happy Teachers' Day to everyone. Teachers' Day greetings to all. I worked under Professor P.S. Sharma Garu. He was the first head of the department under whom I had worked. And he actually taught me the nuances of how to go about teaching. And it is great to hear him speak on a Teachers' Day. And who better than him to speak, to listen to for me today. And I'm glad to see Dr. Geeta Varadan, who was here earlier in IETE and a good friend of mine too. And Professor Lakshmi Narayana, who was associated as a teacher and a professor in the IETE. And Dr. Gadnyaneshwara, Dr. Sitaram Babu, many teachers here. My experiences, like first I worked in Polarity Engineering College. I mean, after working for a year in Ufakamja under Professor P.S. Sharma Garu, I worked in Polarity Engineering College, where I actually saw in those days, that was about 30 years ago, I saw people from the rural background working very hard. They would live in rooms and cycle down to the college, which was a few kilometers away, and writing the GATE examination. Nowadays, I find the number of students taking GATE examination is very, very less. In those days, almost 30 from a class of 60 used to write the GATE examination, and many of them would get a percentile above 90. And they were used to pose such good questions to us, which used to take us to the library so that we could answer their good questions. Because, when they are preparing for GATE, they really get into the depth of the concept. So it was very good experience teaching such students. Later on, I worked in a rural engineering college where I saw the parents really struggling because sometimes the students were the first generation literates. So the parents were struggling to put their students to engineering education. I saw really poverty in its real form near Gadwal. Um, Poor farmers and poor small-time business people trying to put their wards children through education. And then I moved over to Hyderabad and CVR College of Engineering. And as you know, in the urban setting, placements is given very high importance, and we are able to do well on the placement front. But as many of the people before me have mentioned, syllabus plays a very important role, and the industry institute interaction also plays a very important role. True that we do have members from the industry and some from the defense labs and other PSUs on our board of studies, and they do give us very good inputs, and we are able to incorporate most of them and train the students, as Dr. Virabhadra Rao has mentioned, that training of the teachers is a very important aspect for teaching the current syllabus, because the teachers have got to keep themselves abreast of the latest technologies, and they have to update themselves. And the faculty develop programs that are being encouraged by the university and the AICTE funding. So that this makes it possible by bringing in resource persons from the industry who are going to train our faculty members in the necessary skills which they need to impart to the students. And IETE, they are also conducting very good FDPs and student programs too. And I hope this continues. And I thank you for the opportunity given to me to share my few experiences. And greetings on Teachers' Day to all of you. And Guruve Namaha to Sarma garu.
Thank you, madam. KSR Murthy garu, are you around, sir? Are you in the webinar, sir? KSR, please, sir. KSR Murthy garu.
Yeah, morning to everyone, please. Yeah, thanks for giving me this opportunity. Let me say that it's a good way of communicating with people at different locations. As Dr. Sharma was talking, he's talking from Bangalore and communicating with all of us. It gives us such a pleasure that the people who have been teaching for the last so many years is there to tell us what is happening today and what was happening earlier. And this is what has helped us in understanding that today's environment under which we are all working. Basically, I feel the stakeholders are first is student, who is the focus for us. The second is the teacher, who is a facilitator. And third becomes parent, because he is the one who is going to actually ensure that the ward is getting through. And third and fourth, they come the professional bodies and also the industries. Because as Dr. Sharma was telling earlier too, professional bodies now have been given a good role to play for instituting and communicating with the institutions all the time. Even for NBA or NAC or any of these accreditations, we need to communicate with those people and get their concurrence and also understand what are their requirements, and based on that, we'll be able to generate the requirements. So this part of activities, as Dr. Nayantara was telling also, important point which is required for us is the faculty development programs, workshops and seminars. Each of them will give us an opportunity to communicate with the people who have got experience, and with such people with such experience, you will be able to gain knowledge for our results actually. So that is what will help us in improving our quality, our thinking, and also our way by which we are living. These are all the things that I think all of us should keep our mind. And my best wishes to everyone who are all teachers and otherwise also, because as Dr. Sharma was telling, all of us are teachers, all of us are students. Because every day, every moment, we are learning and we are telling others how we have what experience that we have gained. We are going to communicate with other personnel to ensure that this is how you must work in this particular environment. So my best wishes to everyone, and all the best for the Teachers' Day. Thank you. Thanks for giving me this opportunity, sir. Good day. Thank you.
Sir, thank you, sir, Murthy garu. Now, Ramesh garu, sir. Ramesh garu, Are you in the webinar session, sir? Our governing council member, very privileged person of IIT. Please, sir, Ramesh Garu.
Research career. He contributed. Sir, good morning to everybody. I am not a teacher. I am always a student. If at all I have done a teaching, I did for 9th and 10th standard students as a part of IIT summer school way back in 1984-85 at Bangalore. So I just wanted to extend my pranams to all the teachers, and then we learn a lot from not only from the elders but also from the youngsters and teachers and all those things. So I wish a happy Teachers' Day. Only one small point is that I've been seeing whenever we are having this kind of sessions. On two occasions I came across that speaker is speaking for either for Hyderabad or for Delhi, but is at Bangalore. So if the organizers are aware that they are there from Bangalore or whatever it is, if a kind of alert can be given to us, maybe Bangalore Center can do something on behalf of Hyderabad or Delhi. Who knows? Professor Sharma sir may be staying next to my block in the apartment. I don't know. So, kindly try to pass on such a message. If possible, we will try to take on some of your pleasant duties from here. Thank you.
As far as online is concerned, sir, it is universal, sir. Anybody can take it from anywhere. Ramesh Garu.
Okay, thank you.
You can treat everybody as neighbor to your apartments.
Thank you, sir.
Well said, sir. Namaskar, Garu. Sir, thank you very much, sir. Ramesh Garu. You are also a lead role, sir, in ISRO. I think you are a mentor, you are a guide, you are a guru for many of your co-subordinates, sir. I think you have the right to speak on this day, sir. Anyway, sir, P.N. Rao Garu, and then I think we'll go for vote of thanks, sir. Please, P.N. Rao Garu.
సార్ అందరికీ ఉపాధ్యాయ దినోత్సవ శుభాకాంక్షలు సార్. ఇంతమంది ఉపాధ్యాయ దినోత్సవం నాడు ఇంతమంది బోధకుల మధ్య నేను ఒక టీచర్ని కాదు, నేను సాధకుడిని మాట్లాడాల్సిన అవకాశం ఇచ్చినందుకు నాకు చాలా సంతోషంగా ఉంది. నేను ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సిస్టమ్ గురించి పెద్ద ఎక్కువ అందరూ మాట్లాడారు, కానీ ఈ సందర్భంగా మన ప్రొఫెసర్ శర్మ గారితో నాకున్న పరిచయాన్ని మాత్రం నేను షేర్ చేసుకుంటున్నాను. నేను ఆయన స్టూడెంట్ కాకపోయినా కానీ వారితో పనిచేసేటువంటి అవకాశం నాకు ఐఈడి ద్వారా దొరికింది. అంతకుముందు 2000 ఫస్ట్ పార్ట్లో వారితో నేను అకాడమిక్ కౌన్సిల్లో మెంబర్గాను, తర్వాత తిరుపతి సబ్ సెంటర్ ఇనాగ్రేట్ చేసినప్పుడు మేమంతా అక్కడికి వెళ్ళాము. అక్కడ వారి రూమ్మేట్గా ఉండటం జరిగింది. సో ఆయన నేను దగ్గరగా గమనించిందంటే ఆయన టీచర్ అయిన ఇదివరకు టీచర్స్ అంటే మొట్టమొదటి టీచర్స్ మనకు గుర్తుకు వచ్చేది ఏంటంటే చిన్నప్పుడు బెత్తంతో తీసుకొని చాలా హార్ష్గా ఉండి చేసేవాళ్ళు. కానీ ఆయనంత సహనశీలి, ఆయనంత సత్వగుణం కలిగిన వాడు ఎవరు లేరు. ఆయనకున్న నాలెడ్జ్ గురించి ఆయన ఎప్పుడు కూడా గర్వం చూపించడు, ఎప్పుడు ఎవరికి ఏది అడిగినా చెప్తాడు. నిజంగా చెప్పాలంటే వారితోటి కలిసి పనిచేయటం మాత్రం చాలా కంఫర్టబుల్గా, చాలా స్మూత్ ఫెయిల్గా. కానీ గోల్ అనేది మనం తప్పకుండా లక్ష్యం వైపు మాత్రం దృష్టి మరల్చకుండా, లక్ష్యం నుంచి మనం దృష్టి మరల్చకుండా చాలా చక్కగా గైడ్ చేస్తారు. వారికి నా నమస్కారాలు చెప్తూ ఈ ఫోరంలో మీ అందరి ముందు, మీ అందరి గురువుల ముందు మాట్లాడగలిగినందుకు నాకు చాలా సంతోషంగా ఉంది. నాకు అవకాశం ఇచ్చినటువంటి ఐఐటి వాళ్ళకి నేను నా ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేసుకుంటున్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
సార్ నరసింహులు గారు, ప్లీజ్ యూ కెన్ టాక్ ఏ 1 minute, సార్. నరసింహులు గారు అండ్ ఆల్సో వెంకటేశ్వర్లు గారు. 2 more teachers I found.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Please, sir.
Yes, sir. Just 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Sir, is my voice fine or should I use microphone?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Yes.
No, yes. If I have to use microphone, I'll use it because there might be small disturbance. Sir, I'm just nothing before the great people here. I'm really honored to speak in this August gathering of great people, and I actually wanted to bring few small issues that, as a teacher, we face in these days, which were, of course, not there earlier. Few generic problems are there. Before all this, I extend my wishes as a happy Teachers' Day to all the dignitaries. My opinion is, teacher, of course, has a specific role to play, while all the others are good in their own domain. They are teachers. So, I mean, gurus basically. So, this is a teacher is one specific aspect of teaching, but otherwise, everybody is good in their domain and gurus to so many. Yeah, coming to the generic discussion about this, the problem that we face is bit different from earlier. These problems nowadays are, if we divide the whole teaching into four quadrants of 90 degrees each, one domain has taken up pure teaching. The second domain is peer learning, where these students learn with their classmates by experiential learning kind of thing. Third domain is, nowadays has become more popular for them, is online learning. And then fourth domain is a practical learning, comes from many other aspects. So basically labs and other things. Now, actually earlier it used to be 360 degrees. Faculty is the solely responsible for complete knowledge development of a student, like Gurukulas in good olden days, quite long back. Slowly the things have changed, and the teacher's ability to convince the students through mathematics on the board, the derivations and experiments in labs to improve the understanding and testing and making them qualify for higher studies was there very much and was going well. But nowadays, it has become a bit challenge for us to deal in the class because of the information available online. It's actually divided the students into two different domains. One is like the student, if he is interested in studies, can really benefit a lot from the online digital platforms, because they get lots of information right from MIT, Massachusetts, videos they can learn, animations they can see, understand the concepts thoroughly, while certain few category of students are getting, backward from the reason that they might not be able to afford these kind of digital platforms. One issue. Another one is that they always have some feeling that, okay, day before an exam I can see through these videos, notes are available online, and they try to, overlook the progress as such. This is one aspect. The second aspect is, if I'm permitted to speak these realities, I will, because this is a platform of the dignitaries. I just wanted to share. Should I, sir? Should I go ahead with the realities, or should I just my I do not want to disturb the people more. It's not disturbance. It is the reality that we are finding, especially with respect to the syllabus. While Board of Studies, we invite the people from bigger, higher institutions, possibly IITs, triple ITs, NITs, faculty from there we invite in Board of Studies to set the syllabus. Of course, expecting that the topics will be very new and all that. But the issue recently coming up to us is, though we are aspiring to get update the syllabus, what exactly problem we face is the books. In fact, textbooks are not available in these advanced topics. They are there available in the form of paper publications in journals. Now, if I put that as the syllabus in the current context, assuming the no the quality improvement. I find when the question paper is to be set by an examiner, should have an access to these resources, and also students should have a ability to access these resources. If student and the exam paper setter are not accessible to these, or cannot understand these, the whole thing becomes a reverse process. It is peculiar and unfortunate. Then we have to rethink whether we really have to go such an advanced and make students get into that. The good olden days, there was a lot of commitment from students, but now the students have lot of avocations. In 24 hours, they have lot and lot of things to spend their time. Exclusively, the WhatsApp has coming to the life of students and is doing so much of avocations. I mean, diversions. So the teaching domain itself has become a different aspect now. I just brought few things.
Okay,
There
okay.
are, sir. I thank you for giving me an opportunity and just wanting to explain what are the teacher is facing nowadays a problem in the class. And I thank you all the great dignitaries on this platform. I'm really happy because I could meet so many great teachers. All this because of the online platform, and all this because of IETE. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much to the madams and everyone. I'm working as a EC head in Narayanama Institute of Technology, Women's College in Sheikpet, Hyderabad. Thank you so much.
There are few people have raised their hands. I think we should permit them to talk.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Let them speak for a couple of minutes. Then before you, after that, Sangamkar, you express your opinion and then go for vote of thanks, Sangamkar, sir.
Mr. Narasimhulu,
Okay,
you would like to speak? 1 minute. Go ahead, sir. I think nobody.
Christopher, you have raised your hand. Do you want to speak? I think by mistake it might have happened.
By mistake, I think, yes, sir.
Shall I go ahead with vote of thanks, sir?
Yes, sir.
Sir, thank you and wish you all happy Teachers' Day. I think 1 minute, sir. I think
Narasimha
wanted to speak.
would like to speak. Please,
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sorry, your mic is good.
Mic,
please
sir.
unmute your mic.
Pienrao, please mute your mic. Pienrao, please mute your mic.
Encrypted. His voice is encrypted.
No, it is not he, sir. It is other Narasimha.
Sir, not able to speak, sir. My voice is hearing, sir.
Sir, there is a lot of echo with your voice.
Sir, I think there is a problem from the tent, sir. Please, Sangamkar, sir, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, sir.
I'm not aware. No,
sorry,
because
sir.
there is a problem.
Sorry, sir. I think there is some technical issue. We are not able to hear Narasimha Rao. Sir, wish you all. I think one more mic is running from Narasimha Rao. We are not able to make it. That is what is creating the disturbance, sir. Creating the disturbance.
I'm sorry,
Can
sir.
we, Devraj, can we mute?
Please go ahead.
Devraj, can we mute him?
I am trying to mute him, sir, but unable to get it.
Okay. Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Wish you all happy Teachers' Day. And
Narsivara garu, 2 devices are on, sir, at your end, sir. Narsivara garu, please. 2 devices are on. I think mobile and computer, I think. Please. Yes.
Now it's okay.
Yeah.
Now it's okay. Yeah. Thank you and wish you happy Teachers' Day. Today, all of you have spoken from your heart, and we were lucky to hear Dr. P.S. Sharma Garu, who has told his experiences and what are the requirements as of today as a teacher. And also, his voice was so nice to hear. We were hearing him. He told that today only he tied to the chair because of the present scenario. I could imagine what could have been the people who were so much fortunate when he was walking in the classroom and delivering the lectures. They were really fortunate. And also I found that his son has told he never hesitated from awarding 0 to some of the students whenever they didn't perform. And that is a great quality. And the students who are really seen that 0 as a Arabetta 0, they might have reinvented themselves and secured more than 80% in the next examination. I'm sure they might have done very well. But today's scenario, sir, if you see, everybody gets more than 80%. Whatever, as Dr. Veerabhadrarao and Professor Lakshminarayan told, how the examination students are clearing, it is very clear. Everybody is above 80%. How to gauge them today? They don't have the basic fundamentals, and they are getting such marks. And the scenario has deteriorated in the last 2 years. Without writing examinations, they are having more than 90% today. So this scene has to change. As Dr. P.S. Rao has quoted Sarvapalli Radhakrishna's statement that teacher has to make student to learn himself, think himself. That's the one good thing, sir. And without going into the much details, I thank you very much and making this this event as a grand success. Specifically, I thank Professor Lakshminarayan Garu, K.S. Murthy, Nayantara, Gita Vardhan, Dr. Veerabhadrarao, Dhaneshwar Rao, Dr. K. Sitaram Babu, and Venkateshwarluji, Ramesh, P.N. Rao Garu, and all of you, sir. And once again, I wish you all the best. Again, we'll join next Sunday for the next knowledge sharing session, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sharma garu, namaskaram andi. Thank you, sir.
Namaste, Ganesh.
Namaskaram, Sharma garu.
Namaste, sir.
Very happy to see you.
Yes, sir. After a long time.
I'm talking
Padmanabharao garu. Namaskaram andi.
Gaurav, sir.
Happy Teachers' Day, Sharma sir.
Thank you, thank you.
So
Happy Teachers' Day, sir.
Very happy.
I saw the message today in the morning, so I thought this is the right time to connect with you and convey my wishes to you.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Very happy to.
Yeah, I guess whether you remember my face or not.
Why do you say that?
Yeah.
Sir is always saying not that old. He can remember.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for joining.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you all.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Happy Teachers' Day to
Happy
all
Teachers' Day.
our teachers from the IET fraternity whom I met them.
Padmanabharao, namaste.
Sir, namaskaram, sir. From Delhi only, sir. I have joined from Delhi.
From Delhi, okay.
Okay, sir. Bye, sir.
Manchi, namaste.
Namaste, sir.
How do you leave?
Okay, now Narshara garu, bye. Okay.
Request those who are not fill the feedback form, please fill the feedback form, sir.